I'm honestly like scared because I have no idea about any other communities. The the ability to freeze on the internet is so easy, so easy. You adopt one community, you can't escape anymore. I see that. Other people are doing it too, and it doesn't really help, you know. If you're not switching around things when you get offended, well, it's almost like a completely different strategy all of a sudden. What we're gonna do today is crown ourselves preparing for equality games again. Now I'm even closer to what it's supposed to be. I can't just put certain teams to try and like make them better, apparently. Potentially, you know, Hearthstone is just gonna be banned again. For real this time. This time, really banned. I can just say stream and potentially I play other games, I do something else. I just have to pick up free Epic games. No. I would rather play. Okay, I have on a library. I have free Borderlands 2 that I got. That's cool. Grand Theft Auto 5 can go fuck itself. I don't like it. Enter the Gungeon, pretty cool game. But Borderlands 2 is one of those things that I can play and actually enjoy to some degree. But very limited degree, I would say. Very limited. Holy shit. Sometimes it just doesn't feel right. Also, I played it so many times and reset so many times. Not exactly sure how I would do it this time. I probably want to play through the game. Not die a single time. Still. As always. But it just wouldn't work. I'm kind of stuck with nothing, honestly. You know, my life is just a canvas for anyone to paint at. To do whatever they want with me at this point. It's like, what's wrong, guys? Oh, everything's wrong? I fucked up something too? So, the one thing I could have fucked up, right? My life truly matters. And I should really fight for it. I will fight for it. I'll get some energy at some point. That right now it's getting cold. I should be in bed all the time to fucking save every single fucking penny right now. Cause I'm in that kind of position right now. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I have. I don't know what I can spend. I don't know what I can do. I'm in total fucking cool down. I got nothing. Okay, I don't exist. So it's just a very ironic thing. It's ironic when I make 3-hour videos and I don't exist at the same time. It's like, it's very ironic, that's why I fucking do it. Besides also the idea that I'm kind of mining information, I'm kind of refining it into pieces, chunks. You can put together quite a decent armor, basically. I would even fucking wonder, like, okay, you draw random chunks, you draw random insights that I have, and I build you an armor. It's like randomly generated armor. A story. I could just talk for hours. You know that now. It's just amazing. I should probably try and establish myself on the internet, but that's never easy. It just is never easy. The establishment actually has to realize, I think, you know, is the moment people realize that they have to help. They have to help now. They can't just accumulate wealth. They have to help other people. That's the moment. When the clock ticks here. obviously, when you help out people, so the lowest tier basically kind of dictates what's the first thing that's going to happen. And the first thing that's going to happen, a person wakes up and goes to work. That's no longer the fucking truth. The truth is, you go help other people. You go establish something that helps. Okay, government has tried their best to establish something that helps, okay? It doesn't necessarily always work. It can be manipulative and manipulated for profits, for weird fucking reasons. Whatever huge people bump into the government and demand, they usually can get away with that, okay? Tax deduction, wow. Cool. Jump through some loopholes. It's a whole nother world out there, you bet. Okay? The world that doesn't matter. The real important part of the government is just to establish regulations that make sense, that attack people who are just not willing to help. But the reality is the regulations are there to like embrace the time zone, because now it's like the ending, we actually know too much. That's kind of what regulations can look like as well. It's really hard to tell at the moment for me. I'm also tired. I need to replenish the map and just turn it into points. So again, we built a few walls here. These walls don't necessarily exist, okay, but they're fun. I had a sense that they exist. After all, these are definitions in general, right? Of what elements are. Usually, that's what ends up happening. And here, not necessarily the elements, which is also weird. So these are the walls? But no, that wouldn't make sense either. But it would. But it probably would. Because, you know, the elements is what feeds a specific type of ingredient into this mix, basically. So there's a mix, you put one element in the other element, and those elements slightly shift around as well. And if you separate them now, they're going to be somewhat linked together, right? So you mix something up and you try and separate those elements. They're going to be a little bit different anyways. You can't completely separate them. So I think that's what happens here, and these are actually elements, because sense means earth, capital means fire, this is just simply a meme, and this is simply a feelings moment. And if you fill yourself up with feelings, you're going to have love. If you fill yourself with senses, you're going to have awareness. If you capitalize yourself, you will have kind of infinity of money. I don't know why 5 though. Shouldn't it be like 8? But probably shouldn't. This is actually a sniper tag. Basically, how fast can you shoot something and acquire it. So if you acquire a sniper tag as a capitalist, I guess you're super fast. Because they use feelings and love to manipulate the environment to get what they want, while capitalists can just buy what they want. So potentially this is actually a 5 and a $sign at the same time. I would put it like this. You can buy sniper rifle or skill of a sniper. So that's the maximum, the cap of what's possible in life. And as I said, friendship is a huge element of saying hi to people and making friends and connecting to whatever degree is possible, but you still kind of want to connect and want to exist, want to appreciate environment. That's wind. That's the maximum level, because appreciation of environment comes from appreciation of perspective. So it's just people. You're no longer yourself. You're no longer me. Or you are me. But you treat me as a friend. And a little bit more than that. Just a little bit more, because you want to get my perspective. You want to be tolerant as well. that sort of stuff. So this is the map. I'm not sure if I said something super amazing. I'll have to delete this map now. Potentially. We'll see. Again, I said a little bit what's gonna happen in equality games, but first I need to graduate these people. So I'll be looking as this is a reference. Graduating, this is YouTube mining. I've added these values already. So one person only graduated within 5 days, but today I'm gonna force myself to graduate most of these. Potentially this will take 2 days. So that's what I do. And I will release a final influence map of top 80 basically, or something. How many do we have here? We have 5, we have 10, 17. Okay, so if I add 17 we have 84. Probably not all of them gonna graduate, but I'll see what I can do basically. That's it. I'm too tired now. I have played horrible games of Hearthstone again. I should have not played it. No. Or just tried some kind of tempo deck. Just pure tempo. Purely small cards, smashing going to face as much as possible. Drawing as many cards as possible. That probably can still work. And maybe I'm just stupid about it. To not try and make this work. But other than that, there's no reason for me to attack Hearthstone. Yeah, when I say something's gonna work, I will have to play Hearthstone now. Because my mind starts building the deck. I just can't help myself. And I know why people get stuck here. And it's very sad that Hearthstone is just so painful to play. And it's just impossible to get rid of. It's just there. You know, it's getting its points. I think I let Ben Brode, yeah, I will let Ben Brode graduate. He got a lot of points so far. Let me double check. I'm not gonna give all the points because I didn't enjoy the game. And I was the one trying to enjoy it. I see 5, I see 4. 4.5. Okay, 2. So 5-5. Okay, that's interesting. Ben Brode gets 25 points today alone. But I don't play Hearthstone very often. So better go fuck himself with that shit. Actually, it's not 25 points. I'm wrong about that. It is merely 14 points. Okay. So he's slowly gonna jump in somewhere. Again, for me, he's the creator. Nobody stepped in from Blizzard and made a good impression yet, so I'm not giving anyone credit except for Ben Brode. Alright. Yeah, this should be fun. I got nothing to say. My mind is fried. I still am salty about yesterday. This is why... well, I'm kind of releasing rant videos quite often still. Still salty. It's like these people are around me and they do nothing. They just do their jobs. They're just so painful to watch. Like they're useless. The society does not exist anymore. People are useless. Just doing your job doesn't make you useful. Pay respect. It's actually so important to pay respect to people. If you don't pay respect, you don't actually understand what money is about at all. And of course, people pay respect to the things that they like you to buy and have, right? To build ownership of things. But you can also have relationships too. You can own that too. It's not that impossible to do. It's just, you know, people look, oh, it's a wall, so paying respect does not build relationships. Yeah. Thank you, guys. There's a wall. Thank you. The wall I called Hitler. Paying respect does not bleed you money. Okay. Because, yeah, it's mostly scammers actually get most of the stuff. Because if you separate yourself and you're not trying to have a relationship with the person who's selling you the goods, it's over, pretty much. It's kind of the realization that's required here, where whatever you buy actually comes from somewhere, first of all, is imported from somewhere. So if it's imported from other places, it's still pretty hard to quality check that shit. You know, it's extra work. You don't need to quality check the factory that hard. It's not that hard, basically. You enter this factory, how the fuck do you do the product? Oh, I see. And you quality check every now and then, so they don't fucking sneak in some bullshit. But when you're importing goods, like, that's impossible quality check. Already, you're breaking a relationship rule of some kind. You're gonna get scammed more often than not. So there's a lot of stuff. This is why Indians are attacking US constantly with this tech bullshit. I don't know any people who fall for Nigerian prince bullshit anymore. It's just a meme. It's just an old school scam. But yeah, there's always people promising you money as long as you pay them. They can promise you anything, of course. That's another thing. But yeah, building a relationship is so important. Ships is a way to escape scams and distrust or whatever would slow you down. It's actually, you pick up speed. You know where to go. You know that you're gonna bounce from that person. They're not just gonna shut you down immediately. They're gonna be helpful. Being helpful is fucking crazy skill that nobody uses anymore. Again, just a sad little face. Usually capitalists are helpful. And I don't know why I put capitalism here initially. It's just kind of interesting, to be honest. We'll see. This map is now kind of gonna go obsolete very soon, once I find something else to do. But I just showed you my planning, and knowing that Shadow Market is gonna be the next target, literally, okay, I'll start claiming crazy shit, I think. I don't know. I'll start going around the internet more. I still have 1 year to prepare what it's gonna be about. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to have an interesting life. An interesting life story. Just unbeatable at this point. Just always to do something special for myself. And that's it, man. If I only get to love myself, fuck it, man. I'm still gonna do a good job at it. You know. Apparently, I am left loving myself, but I can still do a good job. I'm still proud of myself. Now, how the fuck did that happen, right? Like, but that happens through this respect. Everyone is separate. If you have money, you can pay tribute for some friendship, for some quick friendship. Oh, let's go grab some food or whatever. You also have to pay for friendship by being super clean and super nice. The payment for friendship is unbelievably high right now. And I'm kind of astonished how high it is. I can't afford it, of course. The price of keeping your job is too high. It's brainwashing people. It's making them do too much work. They don't need much work. If you're not establishing a business, you probably don't have a right to make a family even. Or make enough fucking money to make a family. You only can make a family when you have a business, when you can employ your children. It's just so fucking simple. And being able to have a business is supposed to be easy. So that's fucking incredible to me. Only businessmen can have families. Because having a family is also a business. Right? Unless you're employed to have a family, which is possible, but it's unlikely. You are very liable of every single mistake that can happen. Everything that can happen. And government should fucking hammer you down for the bullshit that you do. Government should be a little bit more fucking annoying when it comes to mistakes. Instead of regulating things, they should penalize mistakes more. Like, what the fuck? Even that makes no sense. So if you fail to raise your child, that's a huge mistake to society. It's gonna have a huge impact. So government has to do something now. It's a fucking emergency. If a person pretty much died, failed to raise a child, okay, that's cool. So I was failed, but I didn't fail myself. That's not possible in a way. I don't feel people fail themselves that easily. Okay? You can make stupid decisions still. In my situation, I can always fucking start doing something stupid. But as long as I'm just trying to survive and slowing things down, and the only thing I demand is like help, it doesn't matter what time I live in. It doesn't matter whether I'm in deadlight or not. See, that's what matters in the end, right? If I am in deadlight, I have to pretend that this time doesn't matter. Right now, the way things set up is so awkward for me. I would have to wait forever for deadlight to be removed from my life. To where, like, I'm putting effort and I'm doing it right. Just magically right. I'm just magically lucky somehow. But it's not happening. Because people are now screwing over. If I put too much effort in the wrong direction, I'm screwed. Okay, all that effort gets wasted. Effort still matters, just don't waste effort. Because there's not everything is effort. Not every action is effort. And then you quantify what effort is. It's not easy to do. But you can at least feel it quite well, I think. You have to just rely on feelings on this one. Or now, one thing, like the most important things in your life, you can rely on feelings until there's a specific system you can adopt and truly define what effort is. Because you're quantifying it every day. Every day you wake up and it's like, how much effort did I put in this today? You can quantify it, then you don't have to rely on feelings too much. but when there's something super important, you do. So, relationships. If you're sad, that's what the pin is about again. If relationships don't satisfy you, it's you having a relationship with yourself. These pins kind of like give you an out either way. Whatever happens in your life, you always have an out. You always have a solution. So it's not necessarily like human beings. I think it's just a trick pin where it can block all the bad people in your life. And if you're talking about relationships, you can still talk about self-love. It's fascinating to me. Like, everyone is insane. Everyone is like a fucking zombie. Everyone is still simulating some kind of war. The war is never over, almost. And it just kind of makes me realize history is completely correct. It's always a war. Especially when you're growing up, like, it's so relevant to you. Because it's so easy to die when you're growing up. You just lose something valuable and you're dying now. You lose valuable friendships. You lose your job. You lose some helpers in your life that were a parent but not willing to help anymore, or were harming you. You never knew. It's just, there's a lot of criteria. For me, kind of mildly everything happened. Mildly every single bad thing happened. And I have a lot of knowledge because of that. Why not? And it mildly happened because I never put too much effort, because now I'm realizing, wow, I had a good feeling then. I never put effort where it wasn't needed. I wasn't asked to put effort. You know? And where I was asked to put effort, nothing actually happened. Nothing accumulated. You know? Just because I was asked to go to school and I went through it, nothing happened just because I was asked to find a fucking job and I did it. Nothing happened in the end. It all became zero net positive. No profit, no nothing. Except it's just an experience that I have, a reference to. I can say that I'm a real human being. I have my history still on check, basically. But what's the point? Everything I did in life that was asked turned out to be zero value. So I learned to do my own thing all the time. Just do something for myself. I can't do anything for anyone because nothing happens. There are no opportunities where I'm constantly trading with people. That never happens. People are not ready for that shit for some reason. Which is unbelievable because you need it. You need it more than ever before because technology wants to spread its wings. You know, we need to trade. We need to learn. We need to fucking get our hands on things that are happening in life right now. And I'm trying my best to pick up YouTube and whatever everyone else is picking up. I'm like, okay, I need to at least learn, prepare myself. So I'm a quick learner whenever something happens that changes my life, basically. Most of the time I spend preparing in case something changes my life, okay? If there's a big shift in my life and people start trading again, as they figured it out, basically, of how it's done on low levels. Every single person's supposed to know how to do it. If you can fucking buy food, like, just expand this a little bit and buy food from different sources. It's like split. You would think splitting a shop is a big deal somehow that it's too difficult and it's too regulated. Yeah, now it is. Now it is. Now we have to fight war against the government all of a sudden, just to ensure that people can still sell whatever the fuck they want. You know, they can become a source of something anyways, if they want to. They have their own place. And it's not just, you know, a shitty fucking marketplace somewhere. You know, you should be able to not just sit with your own goods, but sell them right away. Just like you would go to a shop and sell your stuff, not just buy it. Supply it. And that would help establishing. It's just, you know, it's just, I never picked up what are the first steps. What do you do? There's nothing. Just like finding a job is impossible, building a job is also impossible. Everything is fucking impossible. Unless it's completely new, right? If it's completely new, then it functions to some degree still. Okay? RuneScape still functions. Who would have thought? Potentially YouTube was functional for a long time too, until it became very regulated as well. You know, regulation just kind of destroys everything. So I was talking about two different kinds of regulation. We have to pin this down. Government is freezing free trade. Okay, free market. If someone says the world is experiencing free market, that's fucking stupid. I think that's fucking stupid. Okay, because free market is the idea not of just first of all, you're capable of putting a lemonade stand. That's free market right there. You're capable of doing that. And to some degree, this is still possible. But the next thing is you can go up in business to any degree you want freely as well. You can grow your market to any degree, and it's not going to offend anyone. Okay? By default. It depends if you sell something terrible. Okay? If you're selling love, don't turn in the end turn out to be just prostitution, right? Selling cuddles. Now, so I think the government's job for regulations or whatever, regulations are only to promote, okay? It should be promotional regulations of some kind, not to promote specific monopolies of things, but to promote some kind of contest, okay, competition, because that's what capitalism wants, okay? Smart ideas. Promote smart ideas. So when I'm looking at YouTube, I'm not looking to be a CEO that perpetuates the same fucking ideology that YouTube has, where it's cancel culture all the time. Who knows what's gonna get bad next? My idea is to promote, first of all, myself and my ideas, and figure out who is else generating ideas, and not just regurgitating what the news are. What happened today? It doesn't matter what happened today. So, I'll be trying to pull out John's into... He's quite a new guy over here on the map. And John's has been... his channel is just perfect against going against government material. And he's a capital type of guy, and I understand his concerns. I shouldn't have concerns too much I just shouldn't put too much effort, basically, where it doesn't belong. I always put effort in myself, and it's always supposed to work that way for me. In the dead light. Nobody cares. Nobody knows. Nobody needs. And they are nobodies in my life. From my perspective, there's a bunch of nobodies around. I don't know what to do with them as well. They don't know what to do with me. I don't know what to do with them. That's dead light. We're both dead to each other. My environment and myself. But that doesn't mean that we're dead. We're just dead to each other. We don't have a good relationship, because I'm in a position where relationship is too hard to complete. Okay, it's almost like trying to have a relationship with a shadow or in the dark. Is it really easy to have a relationship in the dark? No, it's very difficult. Whatever I would say, whatever I would do, as long as I'm in the dark, I'm kind of just making my case worse. Except if I do it for myself and I compile my case. I still keep on compiling, and it's just so annoying because, you know, I'll constantly be attacked for being in the dark, and it's like, why are you in the dark? What are you doing here? Who are you? It's just, and I'll constantly say it's my personality to do this, because if I would be in the light right now, I would burn up. I'm sorry, guys. Wow, you can't fucking figure it out, right? It's like, oh, why are you not in lava right now? Lava is super warm and healthy for everyone. Oh, well, not for me. I'm sorry, guys. And I don't know what kind of aliens you are. There's probably a better example, as always. But it's like, you're asking a shy introvert person why you're not in society right now. That's not the question that you're supposed to be asking. You're supposed to ask yourself, do you want me in society or not? Right now. You're supposed to do that. Figure it out for yourself. And you have... It's your actually burden as well. It's like how much you want me to be in society. How much? It's not even a question of yes or no. It's like how much. It can't just be 0 seconds, right? You want me in society for 0 seconds. Well, that's cool. I'll take that. If that's a positive time amount that I can spend. Wow, I'll sure take it. I mean, I take whatever the time I can spend in society, but otherwise I'm just a fucking shadow. Nobody gives a fuck. It's too difficult. And whoever is following this narrative that I'm talking about, like, I don't know, dude. There is no help. You just have to wait it out until you evolve, basically, or not. Or you are this way. But it's not a bad life. I'm just saying, it's just not a part of society. And from your perspective, society sucks. From my perspective, it would suck. Because everything society provides is already there, so there's no reason to have friends or anything else that society would give based on how much pressure they can put on you, basically. Yeah, besides money. Money's that one little thing that kind of slips through my hands right now, and I'm not very satisfied that society is kind of like ignoring the darkness. Because if Shadow Market awakens, and it can truly awaken, like, there will be no magic. There's just gonna be me taking my crown, taking what I deserve every step of the way. And it gets worse and worse because you lose more and more, basically, based on whether I'm smart or not. It's almost like playing the Who's a Millionaire show, but truly millionaire, who has the mindset to just take away your wealth with a fucking snap. Take away your fucking freedoms. I don't know, this just seems, whatever is bigger than this series that I'm about to pull off, whatever is bigger than mapping even, that I've been doing this entire year, whatever bigger than this, wow, it's exponentially bigger again, twice as bigger than this. So that's crazy. I still don't know who I am, you know, like that's a very, very interesting deal. Of course, if I hit the government in the right fucking way, I just grab their balls and squeeze them really hard, the government will give me a job and I'll just become a lazy piece of shit, because I'm gonna be on the lazy light. And I can't wait, man, because I'm already here. I'm already waiting out those 7 years, and potentially I can just prove that I'm super fast, and they can like unveil some of the future to me, and I'll take it. I'll take whatever job it is that I have to do, you know. I'll fucking take it. They find me, they see that I'm peeking my head out almost by force, trying to get out of this bullshit that my life gave to me. And that's it, man. I still got a calm environment to grow up in. I'm still grateful for that. But it wasn't really an enriching experience of any kind. I was left behind this whole time, in a way. And this is a huge shift if I just jump onto tier 3. Tier 3. What a fucking huge deal. So each year you can tell there's like 7 years set up where I'm exponentially growing. But because I'm doing this exponentially, this can go wrong. It's just the problem, like, how big are the government balls right now? What is happening? How much do I have to learn to actually be able to fucking squeeze that shit out and grab the opportunity? How many things do I have to define and learn and act out and chase? How much pain do I have to suffer through? Because it's quite painful every day. If something is not right, it causes a lot of pain. And I'm not the guy who just goes into outrage mode. Yes, I'm ranting, I have problems. I'm not spending time to solve those problems, but I need to define those problems so I can solve them forever, right? Permanently solve problems in my life. I just let problems occur. If they want to occur, fucking stab me in the face, but we're in the dark together, okay? I let problems occur, but if you come to me, we're both in the dark. And I hope you can handle the dark, because it's pretty fucking scary. Okay? Pretty scary to be completely separated from the wonderful things of life. I mean, you look around and people are not always living a wonderful life. There's all kinds of suffering, and you have to learn that quick. So looking just into my problems alone, that's not good enough for me. I have to look into every single person with their successes and their problem solving, and whatever is left over. You know, I'm kind of still making a relationship. I'm still fulfilling my goal to be YouTube CEO. And if government truly gives me the balls, I will be. And there's no way out. I'm at least gonna be local YouTube CEO, for example. Just locally. Help people out mentally when they're YouTubers. Because I relate. I just simply relate. I want to be their friend. If they're doing something interesting, if they want to like hop into the next to the different language, start doing English content or whatever, like I can help with that. It's Or vice versa, you want to travel, come here into Europe. It's still a pretty good place to live because you might avoid paying rent. You might be able to buy a super cheap apartment because you need a super cheap apartment. You know, why fucking spend so much money and save up so much money when you can buy something cheap? And it's kind of safe here. I'm not saying anything. Nothing's happening. You still might need like a guide, or just extra protection, or just call police out just to know that they will come, whatever, to make yourself feel safer. But like it's fine here. I'm just not. I wouldn't know when I'm traveling. If I don't have money, I don't own anything. But I'm pretty sure it's fine here. I'm gonna go now. I'm very tired now. It's almost 1 hour. I figured out what this is gonna be about. These are the 7 years. And in case everything falls apart, you know, I'll fucking cap. I'll fucking create my own business of some kind. You know, okay, everything is failing, I'm gonna start fucking scamming. Let's go, man. Just break down myself. Because I'm already went this far, and I've already explored so many territories of who you can be as a person, so you just give up and start scamming. That's the way of life. So that would be my final thing that I would do, I guess. Other than that, I will explore these areas as well, the extremes. And in total, that would be 7 years. Emergency year number 8. I would fucking hate government for that. Again, all I'm aiming to become is move from a creator stage to management stage. Move from a person. Now, as a creator, this kind of weird, right? Like, am I a creator? Accidentally, yes. Just like I accidentally was a talented person. Very accidentally, you know. I like Minecraft. I do some stuff there, and while I'm playing Minecraft, I'm like, oh wow, AdventureCraft. It's kind of interesting. So I accidentally became talented. It's not a big deal at all. It's just not. And but the point is, like, it has to like repeat itself somehow in a similar fashion, but not exactly, like in a way that I can understand. Again, that I'm a creator. That's all I need to understand, because I understood I'm talented. I can do things that other people can't do. But this time, I'm doing what potentially everyone can do, but I'm still doing it a little better. That's what I'm trying to do. Like, if people are making commentary videos about certain things, they can make certain statements, and those statements will not stick. And that's very annoying to me. Okay, they have to stick it up so everyone sees, everyone knows, everyone can read. Everyone can take it the fast route of whatever story you're telling. So I'm doing it better than those people. This is the thing that I wanted to do, and I do it better. I'm aware of them very well, and I'm aware that I'm doing it better. That's it. You want to deliver news? Use this format. Whatever you want to do, honestly. Because people are making a bunch of statements and they just don't stick. Tell me. Let me figure out what exactly do you need. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to click on a video because it's not about clickbait, it's about respect. I should be clicking on every single video regardless of what title it has or what thumbnail it has. It should be regardless. Okay? This whole thing should be separated again. Government, say hi for us. Okay? Well, we're going to make whatever videos. And the clickbait is gonna fall off. The government simply has to give us the viewers. What the fuck is wrong? Right? But we still have to wait. Now, what are we waiting for? Maybe we're waiting for YouTube to shut down and switch to a completely different platform. Because look into this thing, right? TikTok seems pretty reasonable, right? They have a specific algorithm that caters to locality instead of who's the most popular. That still sneaks in, but it doesn't completely outshadow the people who are just trying to make something. And they get some attention, but again, there is no third section. No third section where you get to explore. That could potentially be dangerous section, but who fucking cares? It's just the thing. And while TikTok is being reasonable, but still very young in that sense. And TikTok, again, kind of represents the government very directly. YouTube not so much. YouTube actually represents capitalism more. This is why potentially it can die and disappear, just like the 15 years that it existed. And that's it. So I'll keep on looking into this. This is very interesting for me, and now I'm taking a break. First hour complete. A huge break, so I have to make sure you know these people. I will check on these people. No, actually it's a bit different. It's a bit different. I will just simply say whether someone graduated or not, because I will know basically if they have collected enough points today and tomorrow. I think there's gonna be a 2-day thing, so let's just leave it there. I'm doing it right now. Let's go. To make one quick argument, I think I can get rid of the map, or at least remember. If we go here, shadow market, the influence. No, it's not influence. It's the ability to influence a specific point. This is totally influence. This is it. How much influence you can squeeze in an area, how well you can control it, efficiency of influence, or respect even of yourself, because this is respect other people, or spend money, that sort of stuff, right? And this is spending, this is control, this is kind of I guess observation. It's hard to tell. And the imagination thing is kind of flawed, I would say. I don't know, it's as a skill, like what kind of skill would this be? Oh, it's let's say generating, for example, the generator. So you have relationships in the generator, meaning you prepare yourself accordingly and dynamically as well. It's kind of a social spectrum. This is more of a presentation spectrum, I would say. Because you need to know the magic generator as well. It's the short-term generator here and long-term generator. So if you do something, you must be able to remember, basically, if someone comes up to you, and you should be open to that, because this allows you to maybe gather respect very quickly if something happens, get a quick attention or whatever. Anyway, so oh shoot, what? So they did give me a free. Okay, so I have to go back and forth. But yeah, I'm offline. It's a simple fucking math, dude. Okay, let's do 20% life quality drops down. So life quality here. It drops down for a year. 1 year. In my calculations, I found that coronavirus only affects like 5 years. Now, this could still be extended to like 6-7 years. I'll take 5. And I'll take the death rates even like 300k. But we have to take the maximum death rate, right? Okay, 1 million. But that's the death rate too, of how fast a person dies, how many years he loses. So, but everyone lose, and let's say 200 million. Everyone lose 20% of life quality for a year. So in a way, they lose a certain amount of months, and you can bring that down to 10% if something like this happens, right? I wouldn't say this is bringable to 10% right now, but over time it could be. So I'll give always the best hopes and dreams, baby. So 10% of 1 year is like 1.5 months. 1.5 months, boys. But we're just gonna do 1/10 year, okay? All we have to do is compare these numbers, and what do we get? We actually multiply this by 200. We get 20 years. Wasted per 1 million people. 20 years, easily. Just with this, the quality reduction of life, which is always going to happen in lockdowns, absolutely. If people lose their jobs, their life quality might even be lost for 1.5 years longer. It's hard to tell, but everyone is going to lose. If people are losing jobs can hardly operate and improve life quality. Obviously, it's not going to be linear. The main jobs are going to be kept, and the spike jobs that increase life quality, there's none of that, right? It's more like this kind of thing. It's harder and harder to improve life quality with more jobs. But this estimation is just like, wow, you're 4 times wrong. That's kind of cool. It's like, yeah, I mean, I like Hearthstone as an example every time. 4 times wrong. It's like if Blizzard printed Murazond for every class accidentally. Or for one class 4 times Murazond. Or something. But that doesn't make any sense. But this is so painful to look at. Now, the question is, how painful is it? Because we min-maxed, and this can be even more. This is at least 4 times wrong. The people are. It's almost like taking a pen and paying 4 times more than normal. It's a trade-off, potentially. The reason why we obviously take this trade-off, because we don't know how to trade, first of all. So that's like half of the reason, and the other half of the reason is just like we love killing ourselves. It's just a trend that never ends, honestly. We actually feel better about killing ourselves the other way around anytime a crisis happens. So let's say when people play Among Us, right, they feel good killing people until almost everyone is eliminated. There was also one more Among Us game previously. PewDiePie would review a channel, right? Like, there's one gay among straight people, and they would be able to eliminate as much as they want, honestly, and basically one person is left, and like, wow, he wins or something, all the money. That's not exactly how, society's supposed to function, but it actually does. It's actually really brutal, and it's gonna sacrifice basically themselves for the greater good, which they don't actually comprehend because they don't have any sense of morality at all. Morality is actually cold hard logic, basically. That's what morality is. I've never found anything else to be morality. It's very fucking cold decision making, because no one can disagree on that, because emotions no longer work on that reasoning. Okay, there is no emotions here. I haven't said like, oh, like, the only thing that emotions help me to do is like remember exact graphs that I'm using here and how to put it all together. I used emotions to put it together, but there's actually no emotional thing that can actually break this down easily, because it's cold. It's just, I used emotions to do things a little faster. I can use actual evidence, but this would take forever, right? So, but we arrived to the same point of like cold hard logic of like, wow, people really want to trade this off like this. And life quality is like, I don't know how down it is, and I don't know how people are capable of adapting to it. This 10% thing, again, I just minimized everything. We still have to prove the 10%, right? So we can carry this. We have like 4 times the problem. It's almost like whenever a problem is caused, now we can expect society to cause 4 times bigger problem. Basically scale it 2 times 2 or whatever. We can already expect, basically. But because we have decided as a society, okay, we chose this, so fucking cool. But there's something even worse about society. Okay, Not only society chooses 4 times bigger problem here, there is no society. There is no order in society. So we don't quite know anything at all of what consequences it's gonna have in the end. We literally don't give a fuck about anything. I mean, like, Jesus Christ. I come back to the same hub as always. Nobody cares. So what's the point? We don't know how to play the game, boys, to be able to talk convincingly and actually analyze the data. So there is no society, there's no order, and we make the problem 4 times worse, kind of because of that. Because like if everyone agrees, then yeah, sure. But let's not worry about that. Let's worry about the 10% life quality drop for a year. Did that happen? Or did we actually increase life quality by disqualifying a lot of businesses and disqualifying ourselves from the job market? I honestly don't know. Did we even drop? This is why, you know, when society is disorganized, it actually wants to expand problems. What you have to understand is coronavirus is just a fucking test again. It's just another fucking test. You have to answer this question. It's like, is it 10% drop, or is it actually good for us to be isolated? Is it bad or good? Like, that's a big question. I can't answer that. Holy shit. Because I have been living like this forever. I just don't like masks. I think masks are fucking terrifying. And they're definitely lowering. But that's the whole point. It's like if society does not exist, it wants to destroy itself. And it's actually good for us. Because smart people are gonna be like, you know, outplaying this game anyways. So society is probably suspecting this whole fucking play out. Basically, you can let people, or you can tune into people thinking exactly this way, but not capable of actually knowing that. Because I bump into this all the time. It's like, why is society so fucking stupid sometimes? Extremely stupid. It makes irrational decisions to an extreme level. Now, I can take like my mom for example, I guess, because she's self-abusive, right? So in this case, society is also self-abusive. Is there any ideas that I can drain from that? I don't know. I'm just trying to, like, you know, like, smart people are not gonna create problems, but they have no input here. But they potentially have no input in, you know, being affected by these problems. So smart people do not get 10% negative results this year, basically. That's the interesting part, I would say. Smart, let's just SM this whole fucking thing. Let's just say the shadow market is not affected by stupid bullshit, right? Especially if the problems are inflated, smart people are not gonna suffer from inflated problems. They're not gonna suffer. The only thing that society can start doing is just hardly misunderstanding smart people, and they will, you know, suffer from just making enemies. Nobody really 100% came after me, basically. So I'm pretty sure society knows what they're doing when it comes to the self-destruction. Now, because again, if you eliminate enough people, you bring society back together, and then, like, oh, smart people come back together into society. It's just a very simple thing. I think even crazier thing is going on right now. People are insecure about coronavirus because they're just scared to repel smart people, you know? Like, they don't understand what's going on. So if you want to understand what's going on, there is no coronavirus. Don't worry about it. Okay? You can even, like, go directly to smart people, because you might just find them all over the place. But it's still a challenge to find people like this. I don't know, man. It's still quite a challenge now, especially, you know, that society is so fucking paper thin. It's all on the internet. But okay, so let's take my mom. She's self-destructive. My dad pretty much too. Alright, she's pumping herself with problem solution. I don't know. She's wasting a lot of money, first of all. Okay, so her skill of wasting money is out of control. It's like, let's say, double pinned. It's just confusing now, because she wants to feel good, and she doesn't care how much something costs necessarily. Whether it's like difficult to eat, just simply inefficient marketing. So you go to the shop and you don't buy enough groceries, so you have to go again. You can pick up unnecessary things. So you're careless, and you just want some kind of pleasure out of this whole thing. It's really annoying, by the way. Because again, she controls something that's out of control there to kind of pull it as a part of her life. But it's actually double pinned. So that's what makes her self-destructive and potentially like double. Maybe we can even fucking identify exactly what skills people are missing. Because as a smart person, I have to know, right? I have to point out and be like, yeah, you're missing this thing. It's almost like I have to go into an overdrive mode to be able to... I mean, it's pretty obvious now. I think it's pretty obvious. My mom is aligned with all this bullshit anyways. Thanks, Mom. I think what is completely broken are both of these things, right? The respect market and the money market. They're both broken, and people don't know how to deal with it. They double pin themselves. They confuse themselves into oblivion. And so the respect market, do you respect your child first? Do you respect your body first? Or do you respect authority first? That's a very big question. And people get messed up on this question, especially now when under pressure. No, authority has nothing to do with your life. They're not constantly consulting you or teaching you anything. They potentially can give you money, but that's respect to you, not necessarily the other way around. They don't expect you to return the money the same way around. Like, what's the point? It's all about you. You can be thankful. You can be put under pressure now, so you try, like, be nice with those people who are giving you money. But other than that, I think she's pretty, clean like everyone else. They know how to be clean. Congratulations. But you still double pinned. Because you disrespecting the people that are close to you, and you respect people who just show up in your life momentarily. Which is ridiculous, but that's what happens. This is the whole fucking corona crisis right there. Just my mom. My mom fucking farted in the wrong direction, apparently, not me. I just letting you know, guys. No, it's just, this is how society kind of functions, I imagine. They do a same fucking problem. They can be helpful, and they can't really save up money for themselves, so they kind of create chaos all over the place. They were not ready for this shit, which is quite disgusting, actually. Like, it's so weird, but people are gonna make wrong decisions, and the biggest wrong decisions now are financial. So smart people have nothing to do with this. You have to like test exactly, right? Because they're gonna go against the narrative to some degree, whether it's even comedy or whatever. You will feel that they're going against the narrative, I think, and that's when you got them. But don't expose smart people, okay? Because they'll just shut up. You know, they will stop being entertaining, stop being influential in your life. If you call them out, if you create cancel culture all of a sudden, you will benefit less from that. Because the cancel culture only happens to the person who's blocking himself off. The cancel culture, even if you have detected a horde of zombies, you can't cancel all the zombies because you have to kill them first. Okay, you have to identify them as killable creatures and you have to kill them. If you can't kill me, you can't cancel me. It's just a law of nature, guys. And I'm not suggesting you to kill me. I'm just saying the real idea when you're canceling someone, you're just putting a huge shield over yourself and you're getting less influence. You less care. You just show that you care less. And if you want the entire society to care less, that's an exposure. You expose someone that we should care less about this person for this and that. And then you emotionally manipulate society. That's the only way, basically. You know, the snap manipulation. The undigested thoughts are going to be spit out into society and they're going to snap decisions to like, oh, I kind of don't like this person, so I'm going to push him away. They will still not go after those people because the cancel culture, again, it happens to the society itself. Yeah, now seeing this, good luck. Nobody helps me, so I'm not necessarily inclined to help anyone. I'm just spreading my word to the first one who's gonna bounce my influence, basically, or try to cancel me somehow. Like, I'm not a thing, so no one can cancel me. Everyone can cancel my mom, though, for getting money from the government. Still, nothing happened. But now she's actually a threat to the economy, I would say. She's definitely a threat to my life. Because she's not here. Okay, she's in a hospital. She's hospitalizing herself for free, like forever, an invalid person in society. And being freely handled, basically. I mean, I don't understand this situation. Either you have money or not. Either you can afford hospitalization or not. There's no such thing as like free healthcare. What is happening here? There's no such thing as pensions. I don't understand that. I just simply don't. You can have a bank, you open the bank, you're retired. That's what happens. So don't buy into the bullshit. Don't let people tell you otherwise. Because now this is kind of like a thought war at this point. I'm shutting down. I'm canceling the society because I know I was canceled this entire time. But that's a critical message right there. And very quickly too. I'll come back with some more juice. Now I just need to, continue my work. Tan is clear. Ozzy's actually clear. Indiana's pretty much clear. I literally didn't check any of the guys, so you can see there is a difficulty in one section. Girls are just super easy to find and check and out of here. Get out of here. Away from me. Please. Anyways, I wanted to do something called talent versus creator. Because the difference is so much bigger when you realize you need to compare what's happening on TikTok and what I would happen to do on TikTok. I'm still a human being. I can't stretch myself out. I can't poke, talents. Because talent is a way to poke reality, basically, in some fucking extraordinary way. Creators can't fucking do that. Okay? We take life a little bit more seriously, perhaps. I take life incredibly seriously, so I will not stay a creator forever, either. Now, how the fuck does that work, right? One more way to look at it, right? It's a talented person. This is why I say T-series. I can be a creator and I can go back to being talented. It's just, most of the time, I wouldn't want to do that. But I have to kind of pick up a talent that I like the most and try and do it anyways, because there's plenty of talents out there in the world. And I just gotta pick one. Just one. It's not a big deal. For me, it's not a big deal, because as a creator, I'm sort of mapping out, first of all, what is the easiest talents to pick up. So I have my awareness. Talented people just, do whatever they want, and eventually it's a talent. Who would have thought, right? They can do whatever, you can do whatever you want, and it's eventually a talent. You will find that little bubble thing, and you're like, oh, that's me right there. And that's me right there. Obviously, you have a journey, your story, and everything. But for me, it's just a loser moment. Because this is what you do. Build a talent, observe, 360 degrees. Now you know everything that you can achieve in life. Bam, 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 collect. See, that's see and collect. There's no T. Boom, right? Smash into something. There's none of that shit going on. See? Now that's a fucking talent I have made out of my asshole. I just farted a talent. This is a very difficult thing to explain and be aware of, but I just fucking did it. So here you go. Talented people strike once. Creators strike infinity. Okay? Obviously our talents are lesser than other people's talents, and it gets mixed up as like, but you can't do this. Yeah, neither does PewDiePie. I mean, neither does most rich people. But you get it. You understand. Observing creators is actually a lot more interesting than a talented person. That's the first thing. They know their worth. They know their platform. You can look at Captain Sparkle's also a fucking letter C right there. And he's spread out in various places. And as a creator, you have to do that. You have to try so many new things. It's incredible. You're forcing yourself to try new things. For a talented person, it would be mind-boggling. Yes, eventually you're tip-topping out of here, or TikToking out of here, which is ridiculous, right? These letters are actually real. More real than I fucking thought. Looking at again. So, T and C actually stand for these words exactly. Creator. Well, on the map, C would be on the lower right. I'm not sure if that's correct, if the directions are correct, but this is how I ended up doing it. So this is water now, this is earth, wind and fire. I would say it's incorrect, but whatever. How does this C, How's this creator? Well, you're creating a bubble. It's kind of fucking easy. It's almost like it's pre-made. Everything is fucking pre-made and premeditated. Everything. There is no history. Humanity never existed in the past. That's how I feel it, honestly. A human being just popped in and actually created history. Not in the way that you think. We had everything. We just created history. Because we wanted to. We had nothing better to do. But what do I mean by everything? Well, magic. Potentially magic existed, and we just kind of got rid of it and exchanged it to technology. You know, technology now removes magic slowly. Because, like, we don't want magic anymore. Magic is scary. If something terribly magical happened, like telepathy or something, well, it's no longer normal. This is potentially why, you know, church existed, or whatever. We try to record history, but it's impossible. That shit is impossible. So that's another non-related thing, I would say. I have to note it down. Don't think history ever existed. Because if history existed, how are you gonna make it relevant to me personally? That's just another fucking crazy thing that will never happen to me. History will never be relevant to me. So it never existed. I can look back somehow through evidential, you know, like I can look into a grown person, they declare their years, they try to really record or you know, keep their years relevant enough, so it's kind of consistent. There is consistency. You can't build history. But as you can see, build history? What the fuck? You can build history, but you can't actually record history. You can save history. You can allow it to exist, but you can't record history. That's not how reality works, right? You can't just record history anymore. Yes, you can record a video, but you can't record history because that video is gonna get lost somewhere. Okay? That's what storage is about. But storing things is about building history and not recording it. It's ridiculously confusing, but this is why history just doesn't matter at all. In a way that we treat it right now. It's just, you know, like I'm realizing after this hit, when I said shit, I didn't actually. Oh, graduation at H. Oh shit, we didn't even graduate yet. So, coronavirus is yet again for stupid people. If you're smart, you'll ignore it. It will take time to recognize that you should ignore this bullshit spread out all over lockdowns. You should not be affected by diseases, because diseases usually come with a warning. Okay? I'm not sure what kind of warning Corona had in the first place. What would have made it predictable that this year is going to be somewhat special? You know, I can only look into my recordings of my own history, which is again my built history. I can't really change how I talk, obviously, despite finding something irrelevant or untrue. I'm still gonna say record history, but you know, you can't. You can only save it. And is it recorded? You don't know. You don't know what's recorded. It might not be history anymore, you know? If it's brought back to relevancy or something. It's so fucking tricky now. When you're smart, you actually trick yourself faster than how a stupid person things. And again, don't be offended if you're a stupid person, because being smart is a tough thing to do. So, you know, you just get a liability, basically. Being stupid is a liability. You don't have to be smart, but you have to accept that you're stupid before you're smart, okay? So if you are offended, maybe that's good. Maybe you started to accept that you're stupid. You know, like, accepting that you're stupid is a hard thing to do. For me, it's a hard thing to say that people have to accept that they're stupid. It's just, everything is hard. But let's not make things harder, because that's what makes you stupid. You know, just do things. Just break through if it's possible. It's worth it. Anyways, and yeah, I'm fighting under higher gravity. I'm like a fucking Super Saiyan. I'm living under much more pressure, much higher gravity, much less income, much less opportunities. All that shit, dude. All that shit. My life is completely different. My life is completely separated from society right now. I didn't even had quite an opportunity to get into society. I had an opportunity to work, and I lost all my money. What the fuck do I do now? Right? Because I could have lived happily ever after. Come back home, 2K, stack of money. Wow. Every month I'm spending like 50. Maybe I'm even earning something from somewhere. I'm grabbing more opportunities. But right now I'm in crazy gravity pool. Because I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm living a similar way, but now I have to rely on the idea that I'm checking on RuneScape every now and then and trading certain things. So, that's a tough one. See what else. See, that was ridiculously easy. That was also ridiculously easy. These things are getting easier and easier, and it's so difficult to set up. Okay, I'm like, hey guys, you're talented. I bet you are. Just give me your spikes, fucking idiots. Because this way I will not just be a creator, I'll become a manager, which we have to figure out. Alright, so creator is a spiky mess, right? The blue hedgehog, boys. So how do we go to a management position? Immediate thought that with your spikes you become... What, is this coronavirus thing? Well, that's fucking fascinating, dude. Fucking fascinating. If this has anything to do with coronavirus, by the way. You know, because creators might be very offended by talented people who don't recognize them, basically. That is very offensive. That's the most offensive thing you can do in life. By the way, manager is not like this. I would say it's like this. It's the same thing like with wind and water. One of them has to take the W. One has to take the M. And M is actually stronger letter. So I give it to the mapping. This is the management. So, in management, you're pretty much doing multiple of these structures, right? Where you connect, and then you create these things. It's just another zoom out, I think, which is what naturally is supposed to be. It's almost like creating businesses that are now very, very independent in a way. And you just hop into your pod and spend time there, basically, and enhance whatever business you need. And every business, obviously, it creates a network of management. It's a management network now. So you can go from here to here very easily. And they have their own quirks that you have to pick up, their own harvesting values, basically. So that's your job, to just circulate those out into the main frame. Yeah. That's it. Here, you know, you're kind of going back and forth. You reach something, you go back and forth. You reach it, you go back. That's what it means to make a video. You go back and forth. It gets harder and harder, and then, you know, you release it eventually when you reach back to your circle. But it's all about now circling around this circle. Alright, so I think I explained that too. And I am penning this thing down. And sell. Okay. Which is C and we. Creator versus management. Managers have multiple or infinite frames of work. Infinite, potentially. You can't call out infinity. There is always a maximum limit of these work frames, but you have more of them. While creator just sits in his chair and has to work around, manager can jump from one project to the other, and he's gonna feel okay. So, how close am I in doing this exactly? That's a good question, actually. I'm doing one work at a time, at a year, which is too slow. But I'm kind of simulating management, while at the same time being like a creator. Right, so I'm more of a creator when I jump in, because these jumps are like supposed to be sudden jumps into nothingness, basically. So I'm still being a creator, but I'm being a creator multiple times, which is kind of what you have to do in order to be management viable. We can go one step forward, actually. So management versus, fucking managers. Just we fucked it up. Now into mapping. Because now that you're a manager and everything is connected, final step is to manage the connections themselves. Because you have so many things that you can jump into. They're kind of independent of each other. They kind of have their own relationships of some kind. And you're going to be jumping very, very fast from one thing to the other. Every fucking move matters at this point. Everything's connected, so you move from one thing to the other. You just, from one room to the other, you always matter. It's ridiculous what a mapper is supposed to do. And so he has to shorten, lengthen, map out every single connection in these things, and calculate what is the most efficient route, where the bubble's supposed to go. Bubble can even pop and appear in a completely different place. It's just ridiculous. Fucking this is a fucking universe now. A universe, or like a galaxy, rather. These are just star makers. But this controls the entire galaxy. It's almost like, no, it's not just star makers, it's, you know, the solar planetary system. Solar system. Yeah. This entire galaxy of shit. Oh, here you go, boys. Management versus mapping. Mappers actually only care about... Because whatever they do is going to be successful, so they only care about ray tracing, okay? Congratulations. You already tracer? Yeah, right. I'm not even a fucking manager, so good luck with that. But I am, you know, getting better at all of this shit. It's still a game for me, because I'm just smarter than everyone else around me. You know, they're not putting pressure on me right now, so that's... Congratulations, guys. I'm growing maximum speed in terms of, like, how smart I am. It's almost, like, very interesting, you know? Smartness is very much linked to self-esteem and is given... and is freed up by other people. And all they have to do is just be absent and do their own thing, basically. So you're also encouraged to do your own thing. And because you're doing your thing, nobody else's thing, you're automatically smart. That's what happens. You're doing your thing. You're not just playing games anymore. You're playing your games. If it has to. Okay, so I have to dive into a toilet. Ugh. I have some logs. Some people graduated as well. All of these over. Alright. However, I haven't even touched the other ones. It should be fine with, you know, Sam. Everyone else kind of in trouble. Hearthstone, maybe not so much. There's always something going on here. There's always something I can pretend that's going on. And it's a daily task anyways. And when you move to Arena, you just feel so much fucking better. It's like an escape. But you know it's not gonna last too long. No, but, I mean, you wanna play Hearthstone, you better play Arena at this point. Because it's so abusive on ladder. Unless you can backfire abuse people somehow, like actually build statistics for your deck and like you cover your win rate to be above 50% as a win, and somehow you play around the rope masters, which is another fucking next level bullshit. I hate ropes. I hate people leaving the game. I hate Blizzard not keeping this in check at all. But what the fuck? I'm not in control of their fucking company anyways, which fucking sucks. We're gonna cover some points, some locks. I quickly gather them together. You can see it's 22 is 2 hours previously. I started immediately. I picked up Techno and Dream as like fucking weird names again. And weird self-display. Let's put it that way. Skilled Minecraft players, but what if they just, you know, secretly failures? Or secretly show how big of a failure people really are, because I would say, despite regardless how many subscribers they have, they don't have influence whatsoever. They don't maintain their channels, and it's really hard to get influence. If I put Dream's name, we know how much Techno has. Dream has 240. It's decent. Again, people fail harder than this. But my interest is more like a... It opens up a can of worms when you look into the names. Techno means like a very repetitive music. Trance almost music. Which trance has its own genre, but techno is like harder trance, I would say. But yeah, it gets the same effect. It's a music that plays in the background and makes it feel a certain way. So it's almost like a motivation factor. This is also a motivation factor. Almost like you have to have a name specifically catered to motivate you. Which you have to sacrifice an actually, decent name. I'm not saying my name is decent. I might need a new one, And crafting one is impossibly difficult, I would say. Especially if I want to change one. But the best way to do it, obviously, is just grow your YouTube channel and just destroy it. So I call it self-scam a little bit. It's not a big deal. We can give it a 0, actually. Not a big deal. I guess the graduation is more of a... It's more of a fad now that's dying off. We're gonna make less and less statements. I shouldn't be implied to make statements. It's not supposed to be an implication here of the podcast, so to speak. One thing it's quite interesting is this podcast or a rant. It's non-invitational podcast. I would definitely would love to invite people. I would love to build this into a podcast of some kind. Why is it not podcast? Why is it podcast though? I don't even know what pod means. If I don't know something, it's not relevant enough. And this is another fucking hint, right? Influence matters. Otherwise your language breaks down too. History breaks down, language breaks down. Everything you say has to have weight. And holy shit is it difficult to create weight. But I'm slowly learning this process, and there's a lot I have to fucking keep in check just to be able to fucking survive. It's almost like I'm a fucking alien sent from a faraway place. Fucking American alien right there. Who knows, man? Why am I outsmarting my parents? Why are my parents allowed to have a baby? Well, I'm a survivor technically now. In a state like this, they have no influence on me. They only lasted 18 years. No, they lasted way less than 18 years. I think my parents broke up when I was 7, 8. I was, around that age. And I went back to the old house all of a sudden. My dad lived here apparently. And then everything just switched around again. It was just a weird time. The divorce time, basically. And you bet that I didn't really care, because like my mom didn't really care about me, so I didn't really care what was going on. The best thing that happened was getting a computer when I was at 6th grade, so like at 12, I guess. And eventually I started programming at 7th grade. Just picked up Game Maker. To me, it's programming. It's a spark. It's something that pushed me the right direction. People were already bragging that they can make games better than I do, which for me it didn't mean anything, because I wasn't researching how to make games. I was just making them. I picked up Game Maker and I already knew what to do somewhat. Obviously, maybe I I'm not sure if I looked into tutorials. I probably just picked up Game Maker and I knew what to do, which is quite a big deal. It's a much slower pace, but this is what I do all the time. There's no more intuitive game making program than this, to me. It's like, wow. Because there's always like new functions that you can use, and you keep on growing that intuitive sense of how to build a game. That was like super cool to me. But when I looked what everyone else is doing, is like, wow, they're writing code. What is that? I didn't even know how to write code. I picked up Minecraft. I still didn't know how to write code until the writing of code was implemented. So again, it was still intuitive. My life was still intuitive, and I got all the steps needed to slowly grow. You know, I didn't just snap my fingers and became something. I was actually following an easy progression system. And I never really put too much weight again on myself to be a programmer. I just wanted to make something very simple. So after AdventureCraft era, everything is kind of very, very well documented, what I did. But not everyone knows my Game Maker era of what games I made. And I try to bring it back, but I think we're entering a completely new era, as always, for me as a programmer. Just this one fucking thing, one wall to break. I can't... I no longer have the easy progression system. So you have to bear with me, as I'm constantly disincentivized to do something. I have to go against my will because like it's so difficult. Yeah, it really pains me. But other than that, it's gonna be a new era of some kind. I'm not sure what kind of time I will be investing into this, how we'll be organizing it, how we'll find passion for it. Because I find passion to sit here and watch YouTube videos throughout the day. And pretty much that's my entire day. I can find passion for that, but you know, finding passion for easy things is also easy. This is why I don't see a correlation yet. Yeah, it feels rewarding. If something feels rewarding, that's cool. But if it also feels painful, you're trying to get rid of the pain, and you're like, I guess the rewards don't matter that much. So you get rid of the entire thing, basically. The entire hobby, you just get rid of it. If it becomes a headache, right? The reset button doesn't quite work as well. For some people it does work because it's like new people come into play, and it's like they can pick up all things that you did, and so you can bring those old things back to life. It's kind of fine. But when we're talking about breaking through boundaries and being a better programmer and doing what you love, where there are no people coming in and saying this is what I like, because like I can always go back to AdventureCraft and just push forward that, but it's not going to make me a better programmer. That's not good. I always want to spend most of my life improving myself and recognized for improving myself, which is fucking annoying, right? Pay me for improving myself, not for producing, selling a product. Now it's this. This is a fucking star point. I felt this way for a long time now, and it's just absolutely true. All you need to do is just pay me. And honestly, right now the price is so low. PewDiePie can send 69, and I'll be great for full 2 months and share probably my influence 50% into his account. And whatever influence people will have will matter a lot on my map. So PewDiePie can just literally steal the cake right now. Instead of donating to random streamers, you can find me. But finding me is fucking finding Nemo, boys. What a fun game. Am I right? I do feel like something that has to be found, and there's no way for me to just scream loud enough to for that to be happening. And I can't just say scream PewDiePie. I can potentially, actually. When I was in UK, maybe I could have. That's also like a very nasty sacrifice that may not give too much attention. It could break some barriers. It's just like, how do you want to do it? What's the best way to do things? I don't know yet. I want to know the best thing to be found. I am playing this game just the same fucking way as everyone else should be playing this game, and they're not. So potentially I'm the only one, being Nemo, that has to find my way home and not the other way around. My home is not gonna look for me. It's just not gonna happen. Let's continue. Second hour completed though. So potentially we just do this. This is already a second day, I believe. So this video will take forever, basically. However, I think it's this was the first day, because but I still released the video to this day. I didn't release the video today, mainly today, and I should be releasing it now. So I just skipped one day for a rant. Big deal, right? Like, it's not a big deal at all. Let's keep looking. Also, I just double check what Pewds has for influence right now. And what do I have? Oh, he actually graduated. I don't remember that. So if he graduated, we don't even have to talk about it, I suppose. We can just see what happens. He has a chance to win $1 million of influence. I don't know how much exactly, but Equality Games is a pretty big deal. Oh yeah, and he won the battle, I guess. So we won a lot of influence when it comes to going against Lindsay. How exclusive money can get. So we just talked about, and I don't want to sell a product, and whoever sells a product is kind of pushing humanity forward, and they get money for it. So they can be pushed back, basically. It's almost like money is a question. It's like, what do you want from us? It's kind of a weird thing, actually. So weird. What do you want from us? Because if you're helping humanity, like, it actually makes no sense for you to help humanity. Unless you like humanity. This is the first thing that forget about social fucking constructs that I usually touch on. Think of yourself as completely alone. You decided, oh, I like humanity. After you're born and you like experience things and you feel freedom of some kind. And I'm kind of in this position. So, what do you want from us? Essentially, if you question this to yourself, I want more freedom. And essentially, you're not gonna get it. Essentially, what you have is your life, and you can already identify your life. And in my case, money just makes no fucking sense at all, because I don't want nothing from you. Besides more freedom, which is not happening. Oh, wait. I don't have money to have this question. So nobody's asking me this question right now. Whoops. So, but the exclusivity part is the question of why. There's this difference, right, between rich and poor, and this is somehow exclusive thing. Now you exclusively can do more things. It's just another question that makes money more mysterious than it usually is. It's just very, very mysterious, because like you can earn trust of other people. You can buy their services. And it's all cool until you realize, aren't you trying to serve people, or are you just trying to serve yourself? Well, that's the most exclusive thing that I have came up with, I guess, just now. Money, businesses serve themselves, and that's kind of a period right there. But we need a comparison. So who doesn't serve themselves? And it's almost like exclusively. Because I still can't digest this question. I knew I'll have problems, I guess. Let's see. I can trust money if it allows people to buy whatever they want. You have money and just do whatever you want with it. That's untrustworthy. That is too much freedom. Just like I showed you, when I'm learning, I need easy progression. The same goes with any other skill, and spending money is a huge skill. So that's why I feel money is so fucking exclusive. Okay, some people just like find a way to make money and that's all they care about. I know this question is just weird, right? So I'll give it a 0. It's just the wrong question to ask. But businesses are also exclusive. They don't care about you. They don't even care about their own products necessarily. They do want to keep the product healthy. Okay, so you would buy it, your interest healthy. So keep those things on check. But that's about it. Because when money gets involved, that's the exclusivity part. So I would say that, yeah, the exclusivity part is about motivation, right? Because businesses are always motivated a little bit too much on profit instead of trying to actually build itself, you know? Self-business serves itself. So a self-business is actually whatever. It doesn't have to be defined by a building or a name. But self-business is pretty much a community. And a community that knows how to regulate wealth. Okay? Yeah, sure, everyone can fucking point a finger. Communism never works. Except it exists. Nobody fucking threw it away, and like a little fucking bug, you bugged me just enough. Just like you trying to shove a dead body under a rug, but it's still a huge bump in there, and it's easy to discover eventually. I'm sorry. The name just sticks to me as like, no, it's not that difficult. Communism can exist if you do it right. Okay, and we keep getting smarter, so potentially we have to keep trying ideas. Okay, I'm not even talking about what ideas. We just need to try ideas. Especially if they're old, and if people try to do something, we can just do it and it will work now. A lot more things will work now, and it wouldn't have worked previously. So that's kind of cool. I don't want to go back into fucking history and talk about fascism, because I don't know what it is. I just know that the clock spit out fascism as like a timeline of history. But other than that, I don't know what it is. I know it now describes world wars. That's what fascism is to me. So I know that's wrong, but communism is not wrong if it's done properly. Like over the internet, can we distribute wealth properly? Not easy, but with my skills, properly distributed, which is like appreciation for people's personalities, the way they present themselves, the way they spend their money, their ability to have proper skills. If they're balancing their lives and they don't spend much money, like they deserve it. Just basically deserve it. So it's kind of just a system that would help me if I existed anywhere else in the world in a similar conditions, you know. But that's I can't even build self-business to find myself. You know, I'm not capable of even doing that. I don't even see that happening. You know, just invest into smart people. What's the worst that's gonna happen? Invest into smart people if they need to be invested into. Isn't that the greatest charity of all time? Which is fucking ridiculous, right? It is. It absolutely is. And by the way, remember, definition of smart means alone. Strictly alone is the definition of smart. Because that's the only way there's no noise canceling you. Because that's what cancellation is. Cancel culture is just noise. Is noise. Okay. Attacking smart people. That's what it is. If you say something smart, it doesn't matter if it's outrageous. If you say something smart and people feel outraged to try and destroy you, what they're trying to do is just, again, turn outrage into noise. Turn outrage into something that's very difficult emotionally to handle. Because, for various reasons, I don't know. It's just a deep topic. But it's fun. And we're gonna touch it right now. So this power cancellation, I would say. And now I understand this is also smartness cancellation. And Notch deleted his Twitter. And I'll give it a fucking 0 again. Because I'm not sure what's going on with Notch. He seems to be too impulsive when it comes to decision making now. Throwing parties, deleting his own Twitter account for some shitty thing. And just, we never heard anything good about him. And he's making another game thingy. None of it speaks like it's a human being that's worth following. None of that speaks to me. It's a human being that's failing, in a way. I can't say anything bad about Notch, because just out of respect to Minecraft. But even that's kind of a stretch. You know, I simply want to make my own Minecraft. So once I have it, the game is over, basically. The gig is over. The Notch thing, I don't even need to care about him anymore. Potentially, you know, the entire gaming market is offensive to me. So I'm like, I would want to escape most of that shit. The gaming market does not recognize programmers. If you're a programmer, do your own thing. You know, it's not like they're gonna throw you and give you a bunch of tools at the same time that actually make sense. But obviously, it's a completely different genre. It's like, wait, you're programming better tools for programming? That's a completely different deal. What Minecraft tried to do, actually, a little bit, but AdventureCraft succeeded in accidentally, and made me very salty. Like, yeah, there's still so much separation going on. If AdventureCraft was fully funded, you know, if people fully motivated themselves to bring it to life, like the Tailcraft, a person who picked up AdventureCraft, could have probably lasted much longer and had more free time, been more motivated. He needed funding too, I bet. He needed to just drop his stupid school and just do his thing. Because AdventureCraft is a big deal. Now, you gotta make sacrifices too. You can't just pick up something and pretend. That's also not gonna happen. Okay, and also you have to have enough passion to do it too. Somehow money drives passion. It's it it's a fucking weird thing as well, but you can force passion at least with money. I can't even put it as a point, it's just too weird. So I have to leave Notch behind 2, behind a fucking 0. This is also feels like a fucking 0. There's still something to talk about, obviously. I'm simply, yeah, I constantly point the finger, right? Like, I'm smart, poor, easily influenceable. I suck in influence like a sponge right now. It's like, do whatever you want with me, dude. You might find out some crazy things that I can do, actually, but you have to ask for the right things. Just, yeah. Genie in a bottle. That's me right there. I can make all your wishes come true because I actually understand life. So, anyone can find me. Do whatever you want, guys. Figure me out. Because now what I'm voicing how I feel inside, like, that's a big sign that I'm into it, okay? Of what I'm into. What's my king? Being poor and easily influenceable. Please go ahead. Show me what you can do, bruh. I'll take it, man. If Vector, some random fucking fan, became my greatest enemy of all time, like, you can do better than that, right? All you have to do is just don't drop the relationship. Be a little bit more annoying. Because maybe annoying is not that bad as you think. You know, like, all these things. Just find your fucking place. Because there's a lot of that. And find my place in your life. Find yourself in my life. Find me in your life. It's a fucking small deal. I never had enough opportunities to find people in my life. I mean, it's a tough one, right? Like, and as long as you exist on the internet, you're in my life because I care. But it's not the other way around somehow. It's a little bit too weird. Obviously, building bridges is another thing. What the fuck is that? How does that work? How do you build bridges? It doesn't work. Everyone buys all the bridges right now. You know what I'm talking about? Like, advertisement is so corrupted now that it's just bought all the bridges. Capitalism is so corrupted. It buys all the bridges. It's like, well, you have to look at the edge of progress, not the connection of progress. So again, society's always split up in the outer ring because capitalism is buying up land, I guess, and all the bridges, you know. This is where capitalism is. In the middle. I showed you. Okay, except I gave you this. The Russian capitalism. But it's just, you know, it's the general capitalism. Or RuneScape. How about that? Might as well fucking tame this dragon. It's not that impossible, honestly. So I'll keep trying. I know this fucking land exists, and I need it. This is where the freedom is. You won't find freedom observing edges of society. Okay? This is why I'm gonna go to I actually missed one of the points, one of the locks that I could have created. But what is AI? Again, this is edge of society creation. It actually means nothing. Nothing at all. Okay? It can play a game for you. It can do some kind of task for you. Is it really fucking important? Artificial intelligence? It means nothing. I can barely fucking play Minecraft right now. I can barely install Minecraft. Where's artificial intelligence? In my asshole right now. Sure, Elon. Sure. You know, when you're a rich little kid, maybe you're gonna get scared of fucking rats or something. I don't know. Some shitty things. And you're gonna come up with some crazy ideas. And those fears are actually gonna self-monetize themselves very fast because, you know, you're rich. So it's easier to monetize your fears. But I don't see AI as like a thing right now. It's not a thing. You know, like, I tried to talk into my computer and it doesn't fucking recognize my voice. I would like to make my points through my voice, okay? And until it's completely checked out and completely the way that I want. And it's not gonna be the way that I want. I just want to type this fucking sentence. How many hours will I have to talk to a microphone to teach AI how I want my sentence to fucking be dictated exactly this way? How long do I have to program AI? What kind of programming language is it gonna be? You know, answer these questions. It's very fucking simple questions I'm asking right now. Very simple questions. He has to fucking answer. And the way that I've observed, I don't think he's fucking smart. Smart enough to fucking understand this shit. Okay, he's just scared. He's just scaring the public. You know, like, fuck it. You're not alone anymore, Mr. Elon. You're not this. You're just rich. Like everyone else. Like everyone else, they've fallen out of this category of smart people. Okay, and investing too much into smart people is also kind of a downfall, but it's invest into smart people as long as they are willing to be alone. As long as you're not investing eyeballs into them. Okay, I don't want to be popular. I'll poke eyeballs and be like, are you a living creature? And eyeballs are gonna be like, well, you offended me. It's fucking amazing, dude. I always poke eyeballs because I wanted to see if they are alive. But apparently they were just eyeballs. And I just made it harder for me to be observed. But that's what I do. I'm just very insecure, like, oh wow, is there a living creature next to me? And it doesn't have to be a human. I will still be alone if it's not a human. You know, if it's just a fucking vector. Pissing me off, man. Bumping into me. A fucking flying rocket, which we know as a bird hitting a fucking window. Fuck you, bird. There's already nukes in nature, and that's called birds, man. Stupid birds. Vectors, man. We already have nukes. We don't need more nukes. It's already as scary as it is, man. Alright. So, next level invention, internet driver. You know, you're sitting on the edge of society. You know what's the next edge of society? Not the edge of society. That's the edge. Like, it's always on the edge, the least predictable thing. So yeah, you have to come back somehow, and you have to be like I think the coronavirus is also like a warning sign at the same time. We'll have to come back as a society. You know, and because it's so easy to influence us that some virus is spreading and we have to fucking take incredible measures. Incredible. I have never heard of this before. You know, like, what the fuck? We're not prepared for this. We're destroying ourselves for sure. I've already explained that. So what? 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 What's gonna happen when we try to come back as a society? I think it's gonna be a very interesting trick. Okay. Let's try and bring society together again. Trick, basically. Because, here's another trick. Potentially, this is the ring of government, but the government is always like icy and chill, so it's gonna stay in one place. While the fire and ridiculous capitalism, that's what allowed people to create this ring. We're still connected, we're still like super cool about each other, super tolerant, but we don't know how to actually connect. I'm not sure which way. Connect our interests, perhaps, because again, we're all specialists, we all need each other in that sense, but not always. You know, you can get offended and be like, oh, I don't need these people, and it becomes quite an unstable situation where you can split an entire country and say you don't need these people because they're so far away from you. But when it all connects properly, you know, when this bridge, this gap gets connected, you will feel like, oh, I can't split it like this. I can barely split it like this. Which is like 2 sections that potentially are far away from me. Not 1 section. Okay, so that's a huge deal already. Already a huge deal. Already a failed math. So I think that's the crisis we're living today. It's a very interesting question being built, and it's going to be immediately asked 5 years down the line when people build businesses that pretty much everyone wants to be participating in, and it's like, wait, how is this the edge of society? It's not going. It feels regressive, right? It doesn't go here, it goes here. It doesn't go towards gays and alien sex and tentacle porn. It goes into just being nice, as like the craziest porn I've ever seen, right? Oh, Taylor Swift is nice enough to be a porn star. Like, that's fucking crazy, okay? What I just said is crazy. But that's the edge of society. It's the actual crazy that can be achieved quite reasonably well, okay? You don't need hundreds of animators to sit and fucking create hentai. You don't need to create fake passions, or you're not only just an animator, you're fucking building a YouTube channel as an animator. Just, what the fuck are you doing? Nobody else can do that. Your format sucks because nobody else can do that, and you don't even realize that. It's ridiculous. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna go all the way back, because it always happens. You know, we learn a sine wave, and then we're like, oh, let's do the most extreme sine wave ever invented. That's what happens. We try and touch the extremes after learning something, learning an algorithm of some kind. That's another of its own techniques to understand reality. So I'll just see if something is born out of it. So for me, this is fire and wind, guaranteed. These are entire sections, basically, of life. But in a way, this is not a sine wave. In a way, it's a distance wave, where you're actually drawing a distance like this. Because you feel repelled, like I can do all these things. But the real question is, can you come back from doing all these things? And the answer is not always fucking clear, I would say. Coming back to the main hub, as I said, building back the society together, which we don't have anymore, the way that we used to, the way that society like normally would function, is imploded, it's overpopulated, it's ridiculous. It's filled with mistakes. In that middle section is where all mistakes go, and we'll realize that and we'll be in extreme shame just to try and fix things. You know, try and normalize things. Try and let people access certain jobs that they like. You know, that's it. Switch jobs anytime. Because ability to earn money is just an ability. It just comes from anywhere. Even the disgusting thing like donated. What does it mean donated? So you sit on the internet, you go build a stream for yourself, you become a streamer. People still donate to you. They don't pay you. They just donate to you. So your payment doesn't have to be disclosed. Nothing has to be legalized in a way. And that's fine. It's just like, why is government not taking care of this? Why is it not hammering down on this? I don't want to see that. I just want government to get the fuck out of all the payments, go the other direction, right? I don't want this to happen. I'm just like, why is this not happening right now? Why are we not turning around? But we will. We will. And we'll turn out very hardcore as well. While realizing like, okay, the government is not going to do it. Which is great. But it will do it. Because potentially we're the government. You know what? But people become the government. Like, it's such a weird phenomenon, but we're gonna go back. The only question I have is like, well, this is the learning process, okay. I think this is a perfection algorithm, so this is like, okay, how far we can go, and can we go back question, basically. Can we go back? Because we can't get close to something. And it's also, what does it mean to go back if we're just sine waving? And is it really sine? That's another weird thing. But yeah, you're just learning here, which is Earth. And the water thing is just doing random things and comparing them together. I think. The top 10 list. Yeah, okay. The top 10 waves. Top 10 farts. So which fart wins? You know, it's the quick evolution of what are you trying to learn? Question, basically. But then learning this, perfecting this, I mean, this would be the AI thing. You know, like, you pick up something you want, and you reiterate over and over again, but it's not the same thing. This would be AI, actually. I remember picking this up long time ago. Like, the water way of thinking of AI is just to do things over and over again until you pick something you like. Aha! Now once you do find something you like, you actually have to do a completely different form of thinking, and it might be anti-AI form of thinking, or just completely different what you would expect. And if you get it from an Earth person, and we're not dealing with AI, strictly we're not dealing with it, what is AI? Again, I'm back to the same question. What is it? I don't need AI to understand that, okay, if all the signs that we all the waves that we like are wavy, I'm like, what is the most perfect wave that we can make? So we question now, we learn that. We observe data basically, but that's not AI. And it's neural network or some kind? Fuck that shit. And just because AI is successful in doing certain tasks as well, it doesn't necessarily pick what we like. You know, it just completes our tasks. It doesn't complete it in a way that we like. But even if it does, it's just weird. Just weird, because I'm already against it. I don't know, against it. That's the name, man. That's the name. You asked for it. I'm just like, okay, if that's how we go. So we picked out what we like, we improve on it as best as we can by studying it. That's what we're doing here. Then we're stretching the boundaries. So the idea is like we scale it up. We scale this shit up. What do we do here then, in this section? Because we maximized. We found the boundaries. We found it. Here we fill the boundaries. That's why we're coming back. But we're coming back with something. Something prepared. It's almost like fire needs oxygen. We need to fill shit up to be able to reach those limits. Nothing will burn in space. Which is kind of interesting, right? Like, wait, how do rockets burn in space? There's no oxygen. Where do you get oxygen from? What burns? What creates the process of burning then? That's already a big enough question. NASA, where are you? I can't fucking understand third grade physics right now. Probably it doesn't burn in space, okay? Just, it's game over now. But yeah, you fill in. So that's 3 processes. Again, elemental circle completed. Thank you very much. I'm the driver, guys. I figure out the best way to convey information, and I'll keep it that way. And I won't stop because I'm teaching myself. So it's fine. Okay, and you can always sit in a passenger seat whenever you want. It's open for business, boys. Click the link below. I'll take you there. Ask me questions. Do whatever. And know that whatever you do is very dangerous. And doesn't have to be controlled. I'll just kick you out. I'll say you're annoying. You're very annoying. And the third strike will lead into 20 million strikes until, well, because if you're annoying, I'll annoy you more. I want to learn how annoying can you get. It's like, whatever. You want to be annoying, I still gonna give you credit for that shit. It's ridiculous. But I'll do it. I'm not like the other fucking losers that, oh, you're annoying, ban. Ban. If you're stupid, however, because everyone has the rule, don't be stupid. Don't promote your shit. But even that's not necessarily out of loop, okay? Promote your shit. Tell me you're the greatest YouTuber of all time. I'll still buy it. It's ridiculous, but I'm pretty much buying into every kind of personality, every kind of person. I don't know what's the worst that can happen, honestly. I literally don't know. Because, like, unless you're not a human being anymore, you're just pure scammer who has earned millions of dollars now. What the fuck? At least from my perspective. Thousands. Okay, thousands earned from scamming people. If that's what you did, I'm like, yeah, you probably shouldn't be here, though. Because we don't have money here. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess everyone left. Fuck me, man. I was hoping overpopulation wasn't that harsh. This is kind of weird. Women are also super annoying. You know, the sugar daddy chasing, or just family chasing. Who's gonna be my husband? Nobody's gonna be a husband. Because you shit. Just looking nice is not good enough. You have to be expressive. Okay? It's like a YouTuber that looks good is the greatest combination of all time. Never happened, by the way. Tana is like a good looking YouTuber. Yeah, guys. This is the best we can do. Give it all to Tana. So I'll just, Tana wins. Right there. Easy, man. Easy respect. If you can balance being a YouTuber and looking nice, like, wow, you're gonna blow the internet away so badly. I'm scared right now. But other than that, this is a thing you have to learn as a woman. Don't you wanna, like, also live a nice life for yourself? Family chasing is not a life that you will have. You're just gonna be a blob and a distracted mother. Like, I don't know. And I'll call you fat just so you wouldn't family chase. You're fat, basically. If you want to make a family, you're fat. Maybe you're a fat pig. Because Technoblade or something. Don't blame me, blame Technoblade. You're a fat pig. Alright, secret for success. This is a nice one, right? I already gave you a map of secret of success, actually. Just now, and whenever I draw a map, it's a secret for success. Actually, we just, what if I just Tana in here? No, let's not do that. Because I know A is like here, I think. B, C, D. Okay. Cat. What do I do with the secret of success thing? Do I have to give you the secret of success? I kind of speak about it all the time. I'm like, I want to say 0, but it's probably going to be 1 at least. After all, the video is not over yet. And also, like, you want to look at YouTubers and find secret of success there. Like, it's super simple, right? So we can look at it piece by piece. Now, I literally can't tell you why my team is successful. Because it's not. It's successful because I want it to be successful. So I can tell you my secret of success. But when it comes to looking at people that influence my life, their secret of success is actually more dynamic, more interesting, I would say. Let's just go from bottom up. I've never done this before. Okay, schoolmate. The best looking schoolmate, by the way, I've ever seen. So, of course, she's in the loop. Yeah, you just gotta be the best looking. It doesn't even matter. And of course, you have to have online presence now. B and me, the best looking girls I've ever found on the internet. And I literally was searching for trouble at this point. Alex Jones is the first conspiracy bubble I dove into, I guess. It's hard to tell. It's maybe the first 3-hour dude, basically, that I dove into. I'm not sure how much content I was willing to consume, but yeah, he must be the first one that I would listen to for long terms in the background while I would be doing things. So, and Paul Joseph Watson, yeah, you always have to make something first, right? At least in my opinion. So I'll just say the same thing, I guess. The first person that introduced political content to me as, like, interesting and outrageous in reverse order because he's on the right. So when people get outraged, he's, like, outraged even more, which is amazing. Why not? Or just show it to be dumb and interesting still. If someone's being dumb, that's still interesting. Zed somehow made it. What? Did he really just made good music and kicked my ass? I did not see that coming, okay? Apparently he has appeared multiple times, and his music is catchy, okay, and he's a fucking ghost at this point. I'm glad Todd Howard hopped in on this list, because Skyrim is the only game. Let's face it, Skyrim is the only surviving game right now that I can still play. But I can't play because I haven't downloaded it yet, but I'll do it. I tried Borderlands again. It's like for a 100th time. I don't know. I don't know how many characters I have built, but, like, it's painful, man. Resetting the game over and over again. It gets more and more boring, but Skyrim does not get more and more boring. It actually plays out faster and faster each time. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit. But if I want to play Borderlands, I just play Fallout 4 then. And that shit is still decent. And it still has its own flaws because I play it in a way that it's not intended. And it kind of falls apart that way. So yeah, you can tell I talked a little bit too long here. And that's the first two. The first game developer, basically, that anyone can care about still. What? How did Jimmy get here? What the fuck? Now it feels like a fucking mistake then. Yeah, isn't this... Oh, it's a wrong one. Fuck me. So it actually has a lot of new dudes then. I'm sorry, guys. Top 500 to 15,000. Give me 100 right now. So I'm not gonna... I'm just gonna update it right now. I'm not gonna wait for people. Hey, but I graduated these people. What's up? Or I thought I did. There's no... What is Jimmy? Who the fuck is Jimmy, dude? Oh, it's Jimmy Fallon. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I fucked myself up in the ass. Who's Jimmy? Oh, yeah, I get it now. Is the everyone knows guy, basically. It's the late night show. And that's all you need to know, man. And it works. Because my girls are in there. And if it's in there, that means something is working. Some people are working and creating a show that matters. Fuck yeah. If I get more interviews from my teammates, that's good. And that's a lot of points. Automatically just flows in there. Ninja can go fuck himself and someone will destroy him, basically. I don't know why I gave him too much credit, but he doesn't deserve it. He's more like a, like a typical blow up. Blowfish, basically. Typical blowfish. You know what I mean, basically. It's a person who took advantage of something, of how internet is built and what kind of people it promotes. But it's also the attitude, basically, the in-your-face attitude. Screaming, anxiety-riddled, nasty person who also spent too much time on something. It's just, like the talent overhaul. Who's still willing to be a creator, and it's like, well, that's respectable, right? Cool. Sarah is the greatest looking cosplayer I was able to find. Lana basically is gonna be the second best. Is the one that I was most excited about, but like Sarah kind of broke this thing, as you can tell. First to be graduated as a part of like internet culture, like that's crazy. Cosplayer. Sweet is the first girl that fucking entered my room in my life, and kind of twice, and made me cry for a long time, because I was so emotionally invested into this girl all of a sudden. It's just, she was a part of my life for a long time too, and I was hoping for something cool to happen, but like, it already did. Women didn't give much, and here was a girl that kind of destroyed my friendship, so in exchange for that, like, she was a little bit... It's almost like I invested my entire friendship into it unwillingly, because she was robbing my friend. So in the end, I kind of like pushed too many buttons and exchanged this friendship into different friendship. So that's kind of interesting. How women fucking also destroy these bridges. What the fuck's wrong with you? Scott Pilgrim will always be the universe, and Anna Kendrick will be the queen of that universe for whatever reason. I guess I really care about Pitch Perfect, and if Pitch Perfect 4 highlights Rebecca Black somehow, like, fuck yeah, I'll take it. I'm fucking taking it. Porn, because it never goes away. Apparently it's a very big deal. And TikTok is on the rise. It actually knocked itself in here very quickly, because it's almost like a sub-porn genre at first, but at second it has everything to offer. It just filled with advertisement without you even thinking about it, because there's a lot of people who just, advertise themselves as people, as what they do best, what talents they have. It's a fucking talent show without us even realizing sometimes. Wow, an entire platform of talents. And so it has its own face, so it's growing very fast, but essentially I might cut it in half and say, okay, You have to be independent now. The people. Whatever I linked on TikTok, I have to actually double check. Oh, it's just TikTok itself. Whoa, that's a powerful beast, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It's just I use this name. It means literally the same thing, TikTok. It's just a funny way to spell it. In my language, boys. Because I need one. Oh shit. Momika. Yeah, that's what her name's supposed to be. Then I can spell her name easily. Momika. Anyways, Pewds. On the list. Best YouTuber ever, right? Has to be on a list. Dave Days still somehow survived. I mean, he left good impression as like a long lost YouTuber. Will never come back. I'm not sure what to do about it. I'm really butthurt. I'm not sure why he's on the list. Because we know what's gonna happen, right? He's gonna fall apart. But I have my doubts, actually. Dave Days might actually have fucking weird shit up his sleeves. Who knows what we're gonna find. Because he collaborated with old school YouTubers that have grown into something. He had a fucking girlfriend. Jacqueline, basically. He had multiple girlfriends. Fucking Tiffany Alward also just blows my mind. Like, it's fucking weird. I would call it a girlfriend at this point. Even if it's not official. Like, it's ridiculous what Dave Days have managed to do in his career as a YouTuber, as a collaborator, constant collaborator, as a cover artist. Fucking crazy. I'm still gonna push him forward then. Whatever. Are we learning the secret of success? There is no secret of success, you can tell. What? You just gotta do something very well. I don't know. Secret of success. Yeah, right. There are no secrets. That's the best part, I would say. Because influence has no secrets. You just learn it. Just sit down and fucking learn to be influential. Just appreciate influence, for fuck's sake. You will immediately become nicer when you recognize influence. Nicest person ever. You want secret of success now? You want to share my secret of success? Because it's all about sharing the secret of success, right? It's me. You watch the entire video, or you just skip to the very end to hear what I will say. Oh well. Oh well. I don't know what my secret of success is. I just said it though. Whatever influences you is the secret. And it wasn't the secret to begin with. But when you're anticipating me to say something, that's stupid. That is fucking stupid. I can answer some questions. I can't answer the secrets. You know, because when it comes to secrecy, like, you feel it. You know the truth pretty much. You know what the truth is. When it's secret, you know what the truth is. It's just so simple. It's kind of amazing though. I will note it down actually. As a final note. Something is secret. You already know what it is. Here you go. You know what it is. Or you know how to know, at least. So yeah, Lauren Southern was the first woman jumping into politics and making me like, oh, what's that? And that's a big deal. That's a first. Hailey Steinfeld just is in a bag, basically. In a bag of, you know who's up here in this bag. You just know. It's gonna repeat. This is not a first, but she's the first my type of personality person in the bag. And I'm like, I'll take that. I have never seen anything like this before. So it's almost like a pretentious thing because I know what's in the bag, but this marble is different from the rest. Very special. Onision, everyone's trashing him, but like every piece of trash is valuable and I'll take it. Okay? You know, your channel is actually less valuable than Onision channel because if everyone is trashing it, I will look into the center point. Who do I give influence to? So in the end, you know, Onision is better than PewDiePie. That's final words. Final words someone says is their final word. Obviously now PewDiePie has more. I think we can double check. Okay. Oh, it's actually tied almost. No, still Onision, man. There's still, again, biases, because these are leftover values from very old times when things were more generous, let's put it that way. Sage is the best porn star, so yes. Another spike. You can kind of identify this as spike, but when I said about Hailey Steinfeld, right, being a singer is in the bag formation. So, whereas some people spike themselves and become extraordinary, some people fucking come in packages. Okay. They're fucking crafted by someone to be on the stop there. And that shit is just production. So some things are actually like extreme spikes of power. But it's still just a thing. It's still a spike in a way, right? Because you have to spike here in the competition area and then be like elected in a way. It's like, yeah, I'll produce this person. I like your style. Fucking being a standalone singer, that's a tough fucking shit. Grail Moore is just a Discord person and a Minecraft killer person. Just everything. YouTube killer and Minecraft killer. That's all I want. Okay? Because kind of YouTube and... okay. Killer means like you need to add something new to the formula to be able to keep up. So Discord is a new invention. Like, you need Discord just as a platform, as a YouTuber now. For me, from my perspective, like, you need it. And potentially, hopefully, Hightail is not letting us down. I'm waiting. Where's fucking Hightail? Well, I have to look up. So every time Hightail news shows up with something new, I'll add it here. Into Gmore, which that's her new name, I would say. Grailmore. But I will say Gmore, because you have to listen to me more. It's the same personality. We have the same personality, and I love this name right there. I'm taking it. Gmore, that's right. That's what you gotta do. Poppy, just the weirdest singer you can find. Doesn't even fit my team, but I'm like, cool. And again, women singers have ridiculous priorities here. They're just unbeatable here. The industry is established to spike the shit out of them. But the production quality is required so high to get there. You can't just call them YouTubers. It would be pretty crazy YouTube channels, by the way, if there would be solely YouTubers. It's like Pokemon on steroids, and she's already fucking crazy. Marcia, like, why does she exist? Her YouTube channel is dead, but like, you know, she has to exist. Gabby Hanna, why does she exist? Well, she tried to do her own singer career, and it still works, and it's like lesser production, and it still fucking works, and she has a channel to kind of protect that, and she basically established everywhere, I would say. She tried maximizing her influence on the internet as a whole, so it works. She's pretty, basically. She's maybe not as pretty as she used to be, with long hair, but I'll take it. Okay? She is doing fine. Tana and Gabby is like on the same scale, on the same team. It's just Tana has a different personality. It's almost like another bag of actual YouTubers. Okay, who figure the fucking formula. Because the formula is a little bit more difficult than just, you know. Now you have to produce yourself. Which is like, what? And you must not produce videos, you must produce content. Because just producing videos is not interesting enough. You have to do stuff in real life that you want to turn into videos that are self-presentations almost. It's such a fucking weird thing, and like Tana is like hands down figured out, basically. Okay. And is reasonable, in my opinion. Unlike Jake Paul, maybe I'm not a girl to understand it. To understand the power of his abs. Okay, I don't know what kind of powers. The attraction of like, what is it? Is it like looking at two dudes boxing or something? I don't know what women are into. But Tana is here and Jake Paul is never here, okay? No. Maybe I'm just too offended, you know, like, whatever. We'll figure out later. Logan Paul is gonna show up here, so, I don't know. Chrissy Constanza. Another self-grown, by the way, singer. Because she's from the band, basically. She's also almost figured out the YouTube thing, but in a different way. Again, it's almost like a fucking combination of everything. She's figured out the YouTube thing by invading a YouTube channel. So she's like an outsider. Oh, so that's how you do it. She just picks her own fucking YouTube channel to invade, which was Kurt's channel, and bam, she beating him up, took his channel, took all the glory, went against the current for a little bit, but nah, let's go with the current instead, and that's what happened. Kimmy just, you know, big part of Smosh all of a sudden, and I'm like, wow, I'm weirdly attracted to this personality and this kind of look, okay? She kind of smashed really quickly Olivia out of who looks pretty. Okay, race. I'm sorry, Olivia. You got wrecked. That's another classmate, by the way. An actually classmate, not schoolmate. And there actually were no classmates, by the way. So, wow. I had something very special going for me. And, I kind of touched on these people already. So I don't think there's too many comments needed. I can try, but yeah, since I wanted to fish out Leah or someone else that's not performing very well. Leah looked good, you know, Clark looked good. All of them just look good and do good. Have established even better. So I'm like, I don't know if this is just a bias. A dick bias. I'm so sorry, guys. I have a dick bias. I simply have a dick. Yeah, so that's where I end. Top 40. Let's not worry about that too much. I will release a renewed list. Oh yeah, and also it's not. There are no new graduates. I haven't uploaded the scores yet, which is gonna be today. Oh shit! I still have to finish my video. Okay, I'll add them in the list. And now that we kind of gotten familiar with what we're gonna be doing, next video is equality games. Let's see how that goes. So final round for these people to join in. This might even have to happen today before I go to sleep, because after all, end of the day, my self-esteem has grown, and I will be able to just quickly push them forward if they have something to say. Okay, you need to say something, to do something on the internet, to be influential. It's so simple. That's the secret of success. Want something? Say something. So simple. Otherwise, for me, it's the end of the video. Again, it's not that difficult to graduate these people because they're hand-picked. I know how the system works. I know that they can afford it. And that's it. See you guys on the game show now.